When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Langi Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host as usual, Dr. Michael Lange of the Langi Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins, here each and every Saturday morning live to answer any and all questions you may have regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic. So pick up the phones and give me a call. Phone number is 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. And we had a big week last weekend. We were live in the studios for the morning, and then we had the Fit Fest. Fortifeye Vitamins sponsored the Fit Fest over there in the fairgrounds in Tampa Bay, and it was a great Fit Fest, I got to admit. We had a big crowd, so thank you for everybody coming out and visiting us at the Fortifeye Vitamin booth. It was a big time, a lot of fun. I want to thank you, the whole Fortifeye Vitamin team, for being there. Also, I want to let everybody know you can follow me on Instagram, and that's Dr. Michael Lange _ Dr. Michael Lange _ on Instagram. And that's got a blue check. That means it's verified. There's about 250 fake Instagram, Dr. Michael Lange Instagram. So if you have a Dr. Michael Lange coming at and asking you to follow him, it's not me. It's not me. So there's a lot of fake people out there trying to scam you. Beware. And never give any money over the internet, regardless of what it is, a philanthropic organization, whatever it is, it's 99.9% a scam. So be careful. All right. You can also follow me on, YouTube. So go to Dr. Michael Lange Ocular Health channel, Dr. Michael Lange Ocular Health channel, and you can watch all the videos for the last 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. There's a way to go back really far back and see some of the videos that we've done over the years with Ask the Doctor. All right. And this morning, it's Ask the Doctors. It's me, Dr. Michael Lange, and the icon in the sports nutrition world. That's Dr. Richard Hall, who can be seen at the Langi Institute in the Villages, Florida. Dr. Richard Hall is a PhD in clinical nutrition and all the sports nutrition certifications after his name. It's kind of like Dr. Susan Somerton, more initials after the name than you can ever imagine. Good morning, Dr. Hall. How are you? Welcome back to Ask the Doctor.
Good morning. It's good to be back. As the thing is, it's good to be heard, good to be seen. Happy Saturday to everyone. Beautiful day here in Central Florida. A little less extreme heat, and that's a good thing. We've really been having it here, as the rest of the country has too. And there's no rain today, so I plan to be outside and get some things done around the house. And I may go this afternoon and do some shopping around. I'm not a big shopper, but I got to get it done. If
Christmas shopping.
And, but anyway, folks, I hope you plan on having a great weekend where you're at too. And you can make it that way. Remember that. I always say that, make it your day, make it a fun day, make it a happy day. No matter the circumstances, it can always be better, right? So anyway, today is National Dog Day. So take care of those little bugs out there. And remember, with this heat and weather, you got to take care of our little furry friends out there. And on a serious note, on national days, it's National Got Check Day, and it's a simple reminder to do for your breast cancer screening. So keep up to date on that stuff, folks. That's a good proactive approach to your wellness program all the way around. And we have a big show today. And just a reminder, I have to get this out here right away because we have such a packed show that I don't want to miss this, and I don't want our listeners to miss this. We have our 2 BOGO deals are winding down, folks. And when they're gone, they're gone. And I hate to say it like that, but that's the truth of it. And right now we have our super omega-3 fish oil on BOGO. So that is less than $15 a bottle. Okay, you can't get, there's not a better deal out there. And for our potency and quality, there just isn't a better deal out there. Also on BOGO is our famous macular defense formula, and it's also on BOGO. And that's our tablet in macular defense. So make sure you get in on that deal. You know, you can do it online. You can call Arlene at the store, and or come and visit. Come and see me. I'll be there bright and early Monday morning in the Villages. So come and see me. Stop in. And if you don't see me roaming around out front or somewhere, or I don't pass through the hallway, you know, and you need something, you have a question or something for me, just ask. They can find me. I'm around there somewhere. So I see on the board, Dr. Lange, that we have callers lined up, so I'm not going to talk anymore, and I'm going to switch it right back to you.
All right. Thanks, Doc. And once again, I'm going to reiterate, take advantage of the BOGO, buy one, get one free on the Fortifeye Super Omega. Go to fortifeye.com. That's FORTIFEYE, fortifeye.com. Or call Arlene or any of the guys and gals that answer the phone, Mandy or Mary at Fortifeye Vitamins, and that's 866-503-9746, 866-503-9746. And remember, Doc calls at the Langi Institute in the Villages, Florida, free nutritional consultations. Dr. Susan Somerton and Dr. Lori Caputi are both at the Langi Institute in the Villages, Florida, and I hail from there as well. So if you want to come to a state-of-the-art eye care center, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from wherever you are. I'm going to give you the phone number for the Langi Institute. That is 352-753-4014. That is 352-753-4014. And if you go to my personal website, it can hook you up with everything, our podcast, all of our social media, tells you a little bit about what's going on. And that's just simply drmichaellange.com, drmichaellange.com. All right, we're getting ready to go to the first call. If you got a question, give us a call at 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. We're coast to coast and live video streaming all over the world. So it is good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are listening. So let's go to the phones. Everybody knows who the first caller is. Bob, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, doctors. Pleasure to talk to you this Saturday morning. Doc Hall, I'm glad you're up and at 'em. Little word of caution, don't overdo it. You know, pace yourself. But glad to hear you back in there this morning. Dr. Lange, I ran into an article last night that tweaked my curiosity, and it was around protein. And the conversation was more or less about a vegan diet and plant-based proteins. What are the comparisons?
That's a great question. Really good. So protein is essential for life, as you know. And we've been promoting a whey protein for many years now. We have our Fortifeye Super Protein, which is grass-fed New Zealand, from New Zealand cows, non-denatured. And then we have our whey protein isolate, 60 servings in a bag, and that comes from UK cows. And I always say, when you're looking for a whey protein, look for three things. Grass-fed, that means the omega-3 content's higher than the omega-6. Non-denatured, that means it hasn't been destroyed by heat and acid like most of the proteins that you buy over the counter. And where the cows come from, that the whey protein comes from, okay? So in New Zealand or UK, Australia, France, America, wherever it comes from. Obviously, if it comes and it says it comes from China, I personally wouldn't want it. Now, it's up to you, okay? Now, for vegan, obviously, if it's vegan, that means they're not going to touch any animal products. So they're not going to be wanting a whey protein. So there's some things I always tell you to look for in a vegan protein. Number one, make sure it's either certified organic or non-GMO. One of those, certified organic or non-GMO. And number two, you want the protein to be either fermented or sprouted, or it could be both. So if you have a vegan protein and it's sprouted and fermented and it is organic, you're probably good to go. The other problem with vegan proteins, now we had been working, Doc Hall and I and the Fortifeye Vitamin team, we've been working on a vegan protein for a few years now. And we have some prototypes that are in the works. The problem with most vegan proteins, and people out there will understand this, it tastes very chalky and kind of powdery. And sometimes you eat it, and it almost makes you cough because it's dusty tasting and gritty. And so we've been working on a protein where we are trying to get that chalky, gritty taste gone. So it's creamy like a whey protein. The other problem with most vegan proteins, if they're not a combination of something like pea and barley or pea and rice, then it's not a complete protein. The amino acid profile is not complete. It doesn't have high amounts of branched chain amino acids and essential amino acids, so it's considered incomplete. So here's an example. A really good protein for a vegan protein would be fermented or sprouted barley with a fermented or sprouted pea. Then you got a complete protein with branched chain amino acids that are very close to whey protein. You just got to make it so it tastes good. So remember, make sure it's sprouted or fermented, certified organic, or non-GMO. And I'm going to let Doc Hall chime in because he knows we've been doing a lot of taste tests on our prototypes for the vegan protein, haven't we? And in the beginning, they were really kind of chalky and powdery, kind of dusty, weren't they? Grainy.
Absolutely. In fact, that's a joke around the lab and in the office. When Doc Hall tastes a vegan protein, I have a big glass of water or tea right next to me because at the initial, oh my goodness, it was like I thought I was going to cough up a dust storm. They were just very chalky, very light and dusty, and it just didn't seem like they mixed up as well. And but you know what? We conquered that, and we've got some really good products on the horizon. We really do. One thing I do want to chime in about too, Dr. Lange, is as we always say, and folks have heard me say this for years on the radio, that we're very, very proud of what goes into our products, but we're equally as proud of what doesn't go in our products. And I want you to do a comparison, folks. If you have protein in your house, sitting on the shelf or whatever, look at that label. Look how many ingredients are in there. All you want is protein. That's all. That's it. That's what you bought it for. But look at the list that's in there. Are they those big $10 words that you really can't pronounce? And if you look at our label, like on our isolate bag, there are 2 ingredients, folks, the protein and sunflower lecithin. That's it. That's all. No artificial anything. No this. No carrageenan. No artificial flavors and colorings and things. We just won't have that. Dr. Lange and I fight the world on that because we get inundated all the time. Oh, try our protein. It's coming from this place and that place. And you look at it and you go, no, I'm not giving that to my family. I'm not giving that to my friends, my listeners, my patients. I'm just not doing it, not at any price. So take a look at that, really. And for you folks out there that are looking for a good vegan protein, just hold on just a little bit more because we're satisfied with the protein. Now we're just doing the flavors on it. And we've got some really blockbuster flavors coming out here in the next few months on a lot of products. And we've really been working on the taste and the flavorings of our proteins and stuff. So, but back to you, Dr. Lange.
All right. And Bob, the reason we want them sprouted or fermented is because a lot of these vegetable-based proteins are very high in something we call anti-nutrients, all right? Lectins, phytic acid, oxalates, protease inhibitors, aflatoxins, even gluten, all right? And when you sprout them and ferment them, it actually reduces these anti-nutrients dramatically. And then you also have to be careful with things like chia seeds and flax seeds. A lot of people think, well, chia seeds and flax seeds are great, and we're taking it for the omega-3 content. Folks, if you're not a female of childbearing age, you cannot convert ALA, which is alpha-linoleic acid that's in chia seeds and flax seeds, to the omega-3 that's absorbable, EPA or DHA. So only about 5% can be converted only in women of childbearing age. So you're taking this flax and these chia, which is actually a phytoestrogen. And, I'm not a super expert in this arena, but it makes sense. If you're consuming lots of phytoestrogens, it may not be the best thing in the world for your testosterone if you're a male. And who knows what it can do if you're a female. You don't want to. So everything in moderation. You want to put some chia seeds on your salad and flax seeds on your salad. That's fine. But don't be doing a vegan protein that's made out of mostly that on a daily basis. That's just a word of advice. So hopefully this covers that question a little bit, Bob. That was a great question.
Thank you, doctors. It covered it with a blanket. That was great. All right, Lord willing, we'll talk to you again next Friday morning. Doc,
All right.
take care of yourself.
Take care, Bob.
Thank you.
All right. You're listening to Ask the Doctors. Dr. Richard Hall and myself, Dr. Michael P. Lange of the Langi Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins. Give us a call at 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Remember the BOGO on Fortifeye Super Omega. Get it now. Go to the online at fortifeye.com. Go to Fortifeye Super Omega. You buy one, you automatically get two. You buy four, you automatically get 8. You can't beat that. We don't have that much left. So at the end of the week, maybe sooner, they might be all gone. And then it's going to go back to the regular pricing. Also, I want to announce for the first time ever, Fortifeye Super Omega now has 180 count. That is our number one seller of all the Fortifeye SKUs, and we sell it on Amazon as well. But if you want to get the 180 count, you can only get it. The only place in the world you can get it right now, no place else, is at fortifeye.com. And it's only $68. You're getting 180 rTG, that's re-esterified triglyceride form omega-3s that are made in Norway for $68. You cannot beat that. I've searched high and low, and we made it the best price purposely. When you compare it to all the competitors, it is the best price currently on the internet. Now, there are some fish oils that are lower price than 180 gel caps, but not re-esterified triglyceride form. So that you always look on the bottle for rTG form or TG form. Same thing, triglyceride form or re-esterified triglyceride form. And make sure it comes from Norway. Why did we make sure it comes from Norway? Norwegians are what the Bordeaux is to wine. French Bordeaux is to wine. Osland, Norway is to the omega-3. It's the gold standard in the omega-3 industry. And we've tried to save money. We've tried to even get some omega-3 from the States here. And we've tried to go to other places. But when we look at the COA, nobody has as pure an omega-3 as the Norwegians. And they were the ones that developed the re-esterified triglyceride or triglyceride form. And that means it absorbs 2 to 4 times more readily, depending on who's done the study, than the typical ethyl ester molecule. So most fish oil you buy over the counter has ethanol attached to the backbone. Folks, that makes it very unstable, very inefficient, doesn't absorb well, causes you to have gastric distress, and you belch up a nasty fish taste. So when it becomes re-esterified triglyceride or triglyceride form, it absorbs straight into the blood when it goes into your stomach. It doesn't have to pass through the liver and cleave off the ethanol and replace a triglyceride backbone, because it already has the triglyceride backbone the way fish naturally have it in the sea. So remember, looking for fish oil, make sure it says TG form or rTG form. If it doesn't, it's an ethyl ester. They're not going to tell you it's an ethyl ester because they're not proud of it. But it is much cheaper for an ethyl ester form. I could pay 4 times less and get the same EPA and DHA, same levels of omega-3. The only thing it wouldn't say TG form or rTG form, and I could get it made in Norway. So you got to be careful. You got to learn to read labels. And Dr. Hall wrote an article on that, how to read labels. Remember, read labels so you can understand what you're initially getting. All right, phone lines are open. 1-877-969-8600. Now, we are broadcasting in Arizona and California as well. I know it's awful early over there, but I always want to hear callers from Arizona and the California area. Give us a call, 1-877-969-8600. And Doc Hall, we've been working on a new product called Fortifeye Fit Pro, and I've got a prototype in my hand right now, and this is the salted caramel, and I just opened it, and I'm releasing the fumes out of it. You can see the little powder coming out, and it smells really good. So Fortifeye Fit Pro, we've been working on for quite some time now, and we're on the 5th prototype because we want to nail the flavor. We have 5 flavors. We've been working quite a bit, literally in the lab with this, haven't we?
Absolutely. And that flavor that you're holding in your hand right now, that's my hands down favorite. Although we're bringing out 5 different flavors, and they're all good. They really are super good. And it's not your run-of-the-mill flavors of vanilla and chocolate and like that. These, we extended ourselves a little bit on these, and everybody that we've done sample taste tests with and like that just fall in love with them. So that's good, and that's coming up pretty soon too. And you know, why we're talking about our new fit is called Fit Pro, and we get the pro part from protein, and that's what we're talking about. Dr. Lange and I know the importance, and we try to spread the word on that, on protein, how important it is to the body. And so we added some protein in with that. Make sure you're getting enough protein. And I'm seeing that more and more folks that are suffering from sarcopenia, which is muscle wasting, and they're getting weaker. They're not being able to get up out of the chair like they once did. And, you know, their gait is a little bit slower as they walk and like that. And a lot of times, folks, that's due to lack of protein in the body. Not all the times, but it for the majority of the time, we're just not taking care of ourselves, and we think we are. We think we're getting enough protein and enough vitamins, enough nutrients, and we really aren't. And I'm going to run down a few things here. I made a couple side notes here of why protein's important and why Dr. Lange and I decided to put it in our new Fit Pro formula. First of all, protein builds a body. Protein's an essential and important building block of our bodies, for our bones, our cartilage, muscles, skin, and of course, the heart muscle. Okay, we have to have it for those to make everything run right in our machine that we have here. Okay, it's great for repairing the body. Your body uses protein to create, build, and repair tissue. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. Okay, it keeps building the body. As I tell everybody, I want to still be working out and taking protein my last day here on Earth, and you need to do that. Protein helps you get from point A to point B. Okay, that's like the fuel cell. It gets you up and going. Okay, also it oxygenates red blood cells. They contain a specific protein compound that carries oxygen throughout our entire body. Okay, it's great for digestion. Approximately 50% of the dietary protein we consume each day goes into making enzymes, which in turn, that's the digestive process. So some of you that are having digestive problems, you know, it could be because of lack of protein. Protein also helps to regulate. Protein has a very important role in hormone regulation. Okay, so we'll get into that probably another time, but just keep that in mind too. And it has fitness benefits. Okay, you hear me as an old school bodybuilder here. You hear me all the time talking about it speeds recovery after exercise or injury. Okay, so you folks that have faced surgery or are going to face surgery, remember how important the protein role is in your recovery. Okay, because it builds back those muscles. All right, and it reduces muscle atrophy, muscle loss, and also fights that sarcopenia. You know, so that's my little spiel on protein and why we're putting it in Fit Pro and why it's so important for you. You know, so don't let down. I see people every day and they think they're taking in enough protein and they're not. A lot of people are taking in maybe 20, 30% of the protein value that they should be taking. And that's not good, folks. So step up your protein a little bit. Back to you, Dr. Lange.
You got it, Doc. We're getting ready to take some food. We got a few callers lined up here. Once again, Fortifeye Fit Pro is on the chopping blocks. We're almost dialed it in. Remember, 5 flavors: pina colada, salted caramel, blueberry lemonade, fruit punch, and strawberry watermelon. We've added some things to the original Fortifeye Fit, like Peak ATP, My HMB, vitamin D, whey protein. We've cut the sugar out and cut the carbs back. So it's going to be an amazing sports nutrition product for anybody and everybody. So once we sell out of Fortifeye Fit, we'll have Fortifeye Fit Pro, and probably around Halloween we'll have it. So get your Fortifeye Fit while it still lasts. All right, we're going back to the phones. I think Maria in Land O'Lakes has been waiting patiently. Maria, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Good morning. I have a question, but I actually have two questions. So the first one is, my doctor advised me to cut back on my omega-3, saying that anything more than 1,000 was going to possibly trigger atrial fibrillation. And the second question I have is about my father who's dealing with cancer. The doctors told him to stop drinking any form of milk because it would encourage cancer growth. And indeed, when he stopped drinking his milk at night, his prostate cancer numbers were halved, which was quite amazing to me. So I was wondering if you had any thoughts on those two areas.
Okay, so first off, yes, both. Omega-3 does not cause atrial fibrillation, all right? And there is a study out there, and you can Google it, and the study was using very high dosages of ethyl ester omega-3 fish oil. That's what we were just talking about. And some of that was the prescription ethyl ester fish oil that's available in high dosages. So it's interesting. If you're deficient and low in omega-3, it increases your risk of AFib. And if you have way too much of the ethyl ester form, it can increase your risk of AFib as well. That's why more is not better. And I usually recommend staying between, depending on your weight. Now, if you're only 90 pounds, probably 1,000 milligrams omega-3 is fine. But if you're 200 pounds or you have hypertriglyceridemia or elevated cholesterol, lots of inflammation in your body, 2,400 milligrams of a re-esterified triglyceride form or triglyceride form like Fortifeye Super Omega or another brand that's similar, I think is going to be fine. I mean, remember, we've been doing this a long time, and my average patient is 80 years of age with AFib, diabetes, glaucoma, macular degeneration, and a whole host of other health issues. And that's the regimen that we put those patients on. So I usually use between 1,600 and 2,400 milligrams. Also, you have to take super, super high dosages before it actually thins the blood. So it has to be 4 grams and even 5 grams of omega-3 before it has any blood thinning properties. But if you want to err on the side of caution, like a Fortifeye Super Omega, if you just took one a day, that's 800 milligrams. So I wouldn't, go. I would do what your doctor recommends. And so, one of the Fortifeye Super Omega stays, 1,000 milligrams and below, but it does not cause AFib. And that was a pretty lame study that even insinuated it. All right. Now, as far as milk goes, there's a great book called The Devil in the Milk. And I recommend everybody get it, The Devil in the Milk. Once you read it, you'll probably only drink goat's milk or sheep's milk or A2 cow's milk. And the reason for that is milk has a genetic mutation thousands of years ago cows went through, most cows, not all cows, where the beta-casein is an A1 beta-casein protein. And consuming that type of dairy is affiliated with leaky gut, cancer, autism, and diabetes. So your typical milk that's over the counter, if it doesn't say A2 cow's milk, I personally would stay away from it. And if you read the book, The Devil in the Milk, you'll see why. But goat's milk has never gone through that genetic mutation, and sheep's milk hasn't either. So drink goat's, sheep, or A2 cow's milk, eat goat cheese or sheep cheese, that's Manchego cheese, and stay with a good TG form or rTG form omega-3 from a name brand company like Fortifeye or some of the other brands out there. And I think you'll be fine.
Thank you, doctor.
All right, Maria. Thanks for the call. All right, let's go to Jane in Gainesville. Jane, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Good morning, doctor. I have a question about what is the coating on your general Fortified vitamins? I just got a new bottle, and I hadn't tried it for a long time, but I can't abide the odor on that pill, and I'd like to order some of these other things that you sell, and I've been using Fortifeye Focus for years. But whatever is on that vitamin,
all right, which one of the vitamins?
Well, it's the last one I got was the Fortifeye.
Macular.
Tell me the name.
All right, so is it
is
it a tablet? Is it a tablet?
No, it's a new capsule. It was the new Fortified Vitamin formula.
It's called Next Gen. Next Gen. Yes. Huh. There is. That's a.
Something is.
It's a vegan.
Really awful.
interesting. That's a vegan capsule. So there is no coating. It's a vegetable collagen. Interesting. So probably what's happened is one has probably broken in there someplace. What you could do is open it up and pour it just in a big bowl, all of them, all right, and see if one of them broke open. If one of them broke open, then the insides, the powder would leak out and it would make it kind of taste nasty because that B complex has a very bitter taste to it. And you can bring it by and we'll just swap them out too. But I would say just pour it in a big bowl first to look at it to see if one of them broke open. And then if so, you're going to have like a little substance that's on the outer shell, and that would make it taste really weird. So that does happen every now and then, but otherwise it shouldn't have any taste. It shouldn't have any taste at all. The tablet, however, on the Fortifeye Macular Defense, that's a BOGO, we actually put a little organic stevia in that coating, and some people don't like that. That makes it just when you put it on your tongue, at least tastes sort of sweet at first. But yeah, you're in the next gen.
Well, this is the next gen, and I even put it in the refrigerator, and that didn't help. I thought maybe if I cooled it, it would be.
No, it probably something broke open in there. So pour them all in a bowl, and then look and see how they look, and maybe put them on a paper towel, and you'll see if any little particulate flakes off on the paper towel, on a white paper towel. If so, you can just dust them off and put them back in the bowl, and they'll be fine. Or bring them in, and I'll give you a new bottle. That's not a problem.
Thank you, doctor.
All right, Jane. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. You're listening to Ask the Doctors. That's Dr. Michael Lange and Dr. Richard Hall. If you got a question, give us a call. 1-877-969-8600. 1-877-969-8600. Also, with omega-3, I'm going to tell you how you can tell if your omega-3 goes bad. So, with shipping, and no matter how it's shipped, when we ship our omega-3, we pay about $5,000 more for shipping. It might even be more than that. So it's in an air-conditioned container, all right, for our omega-3 when it's shipped to us. But oftentimes when it's shipped out, it is not that way. And so if it heats up a little bit, then the omega-3 might smell a little bit kind of lemony, fishy. But you can tell if the omega-3 is bad by actually looking at it and see if it's still clear. If it's not cloudy or brown, it's fine. Even if it smells a little different, hold it up into the light. Make sure the omega-3 gel cap is clear, not cloudy, and make sure it's not brown. Literally, omega-3, if it's kept indoors and not heated, I mean, it's years after expiration date before it goes bad. I have one from 2015 that I show in the office. We have one from 2016. It's clear and yellow. And then 2015 is starting to turn brown. It's still clear. And then 2010, it's brown and it's cloudy. That's bad. When it's cloudy, that's going rancid. So basically, you can buy omega-3 as long as it's kept indoors in the air-conditioned environment. It doesn't go bad on the day of expiration. All right, phone lines are open. 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. I want to mention today, I will be at the Fortified Nutrition Center right after the show. So I'm going to go over there. I'll be there early because I'm planning on going on I was going to say 100-mile bike ride today, but I'm going to try to get 50 miles. It's very hot out there. So it might be 30 miles. You never know. But I am going on a bike ride today on my recumbent bike. So I am going to go to the Nutrition Center, Fortifeye Nutrition Center, right on McMullen Booth Road, right around 10:45, 11 o'clock. So I'll be there until noon, okay? But then I'm going to be gone. So if you want to see me at the Fortifeye Nutrition Center today, I'll be there till noon, and then I'm gone. Also, go to Ocala, the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala. You can see Mandy or Mary at the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala. That's my old Lange Eye Care building. It's right there on State Road 200 across the street from the Paddock Mall, 3101 Southwest College Road, two-story building. Take the elevator upstairs. Lange Nutrition Center's first door on the right. Reboot is the first door on the left, the Anti-Aging Wellness Center. And Dr. John Poser, plastic surgeon, is in that building in the back. Michael Moore, Hear More Medical Hearing Center, is there. And Dr. Patrick Watson, neuropsychologist and expert in hypnotism, is upstairs as well in that building right on State Road 200. And of course, Dr. Richard Hall for a free nutritional consultation at the Langi Institute. Once again, if you want to get the BOGO, buy one, get one free on Fortifeye Macular Defense or Super Omega, take advantage of it. Go to fortifeye.com, Fortifeye, fortifeye.com. Remember, it's Norwegian, it's triple distilled, and it's triglyceride form. It's the best of the best omega-3, and you're getting buy one, get one free. Take advantage of that. All right, let's go back to the phones. Then we're going to talk to Doc Hall a little bit more about what we got going on. Stephen in Clearwater, good morning.
Yeah, I was wondering what your take on this is. A lot of people say you should put vitamins in the refrigerator because the cooler, the less biological decay there is. That's why refrigerators keep food better. However, other people say you shouldn't put it in the refrigerator because condensation can form in the bottle, and that can cause a problem. So what is your take? Keep them in the refrigerator or keep them out of the refrigerator?
I think as long as you're in a house that's air conditioned and, at least, 80 degrees, 78 to 80 degrees in the house, you're fine. You don't need to refrigerate it. However, powders, okay? So we're talking protein powders, Fortifeye Fit, any type of powder, if you're going to open it and you're not going to use it within a couple of months, all right, it's a good idea to put it in the refrigerator. Because the powder, every time you open it, especially if your house is very humid, then moisture gets into the powder and it can cause the powder to clump together and start to potentially go rancid. So once again, if you keep it cool, like 70 degrees like we do, you definitely don't have to refrigerate it. But protein powders, things like that, not a bad idea if you're going to open it and not use it for a long time. But if you're going to open it and use it all within 2 months, you don't need to refrigerate it. Now, I don't refrigerate vitamins. I've never had, and I'm never going to refrigerate them unless, a probiotic. Certain probiotics have to be refrigerated. But if it doesn't say it needs to be refrigerated, don't. Flaxseed oil has to be refrigerated because it goes rancid very, very quickly. So certain things say that, say on the bottle needs to be refrigerated, but most vitamins do not.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'm pretty sure of is most people keep their vitamins in one of two places in their house. They keep them in the kitchen because that's where they're preparing food and that's where they think it's logical to keep them. That's very humid because of cooking. The other place a lot of people keep them is in the bathroom with their prescriptions in the cabinet. You got showers and steam and everything. The best place I think to keep your vitamins, although it might look a little awkward, is in a drawer somewhere in the living room. And because that will be your driest climate in your whole house.
Or you could keep it in a climate-controlled wine cellar if you had one, right?
Yeah, there you go. That would be good.
That's where Doc Hall keeps his.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, the flax, you talk about it goes bad real quickly if it's not cool.
Yes.
Okay. That might be because think of where flaxseed grows, and flax in the northern climates in Canada. You can't grow flax in the south, and therefore biologically it would probably, because it grows in a natural cool climate, it hasn't had to genetically adjust itself to prevent oxidation with other chemicals. You follow what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
It's a cool climate plant.
Huh.
So
you bring up a valid point there, and you very well could be correct. Once again, Stephen, the things that make you go, that's
that's the way it goes. And I wanted to ask Dr. Hall a question real quick. What is the just go over just repeat what body index is or body fat index, and I'll let you go. I'll listen on the radio.
Well, we started a program I did at the Langi Institute, and we checked the body mass index. And what that is, it takes into consideration. It's really easy to do. It's a non-invasive test. It takes about a minute to do. We program some things into a handheld monitor, and what that does is it gives what we call a BMI, body mass index, and that's your muscle mass. It weighs that in. Also, your hydration levels and the bone density levels. On some of the monitors, it can test So it gives you like a real good indicator of where your fitness level is and how much body fat you're carrying around. Body fat can be a fooler because, you know, you look good, you look fit and like that. And I've seen some people that, just in their street clothes, they look like, yeah, he looks like a fit person, you know, and you check their body fat and it's off the charts. And so that's a good thing to check. And like I say, it's non-invasive. And I have the unit at the villages at my office there. Be glad to test anytime. And I want to add too, anytime you come down to the villages and you're looking for vitamins, you're maybe have a few questions or confused a little bit, don't be afraid to ask for me. Just ask at the front desk. Is Doc Hall available? I have a question for him. And somebody at the front desk, I'm just right around the corner from them, takes a second. And if I'm not with a patient, I'll come out. And if I'm coming up to a break with a patient, I'll those questions because it can be a little bit overwhelming when you look at all the vitamins and things that are out there. Should I be taking this or that? Should I take one or two or like that? And, you know, I'm always available for you.
Yep, absolutely. And the phone number for the Langi Institute, get your pen and paper. I'm going to give it to you twice. 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. Remember, Dr. Susan Somerton, who's also a nutritional guru and an optometric physician. She's available for new patients. Dr. Lori Caputi's been there for 30 years. And of course, myself, I'm there on certain days as well at the Langi Institute in the Villages, Florida. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from wherever you are. We got people that come from all over the state and really all over the country to get our nutritional eye care, kind of eye care with the twist. And of course, we do traditional medical and surgical eye care upstairs, and we prescribe medications when necessary as well. But we try to do things as holistically and natural or complementary integratively as possible. All right, we're getting ready to go to the next call. Before we take the next call, I do want to mention Fortifeye Rejuvenate is also in the process of being developed, and we're working on a few flavors for that as well. Fortifeye Rejuvenate is a new generation form or beauty supplement to help minimize fine lines and wrinkles in the entire body, not just the face, and help joint, ligament, and tendon health. So it'll be one of the first of its type using a new form of a tripeptide. You hear peptides all the time now. Peptides are really hot and on fire. We're going to be using a tripeptide and one of the first to actually use this. We'll talk more about that in the near future, but it's called Fortifeye Rejuvenate. We hope to have it out about the same time as the new Fortifeye Fit Pro. All right, let's go back to the phones. I think Mike in Sarasota has been waiting patiently. Mike, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Hi, good morning, doctor. Doctor, my question today is about fatigue. I'm 66 years old. I'm in reasonably good health. But say in this weather, too, might have something to do with it. But if I do some outdoor work for about an hour and a half, say maybe 2 hours, I do drink, water in that way. After that, it takes me about 3 days after that to feel better, to bounce back. It's strange. It feels like I'll get like a minor sore throat. And might feel like a little achy, even though I don't have a cold or anything. And then I just kind of in the doldrums for about 3 days until I feel better and bounce back. So any ideas on that?
Let me ask you this. Are you on any medication right now?
I'm on a I'm on a blood pressure med, diltiazem, and that's all I take.
Okay. So you're not on any beta blocker, do you know?
No, this is a calcium channel blocker, I believe.
No beta blockers. Good. And what about your heart? No atrial fibrillation that you know of or anything like that?
Actually, I do have something the doctors call flutter, and I've been checked out. I had the nuclear stress test. I've had a bunch of things done, and they say, you're checked out okay.
And when's the last time you had a complete blood workup done?
Blood work? Within the past year.
Okay, good. And finally, are you on any weird diets? Are you on a keto diet? Not right? No.
No.
So you're eating carbohydrates. Good.
Yes. I try to eat reasonably well. Yes.
So that's interesting. I mean, you literally could be getting dehydrated. Okay, and if you get dehydrated, and you're not replenishing the electrolytes. Okay. So there's a whole host of things that could be causing this. I mean, all sorts of things that your medical doctor would really need to evaluate. And it's probably a good idea you bring that to his or her attention. But I would be drinking something, not just water while you're out there, something that has electrolytes in it. I mean, it could even be Gatorade. It could be Pedialyte. I like coconut water with a little pink Himalayan sea salt, because coconut water is high in magnesium and potassium. It just doesn't have enough of the sodium in it. And so coconut water, add a little pink Himalayan sea salt. That's perfect. I mean, you could have Gatorade. I would do the regular Gatorade, not the synthetic Gatorade with the dye and the synthetic sugar. I believe it or not, I'd use the one with the regular sugar, or Pedialyte. There's a lot of different hydration substances out there. You can buy them in powders that you put in water as well. But you might want to try that. Dehydration is a huge problem right now. I mean, especially in the villages, people are passing out, going to the emergency room. It's one of the root causes of heart arrhythmias. All right. So drinking more fluids, but replenishing those electrolytes as well. I would certainly try that. Hey, Doc Hall, you want to chime in on this?
Absolutely. I'm thinking more that it's the electrolytes too. And just remember, folks, this weather we've been having, this especially this summer, when the heat index is 110, 115 like that, it's not the time to be outside. No matter what you do, pace yourself out there. Pick those times a day when it's not the hottest, which that's kind of hard to find right now. But take those water breaks. And I don't like, just like Dr. Lange said, I don't like just plain water breaks, because what that does in essence, folks, is it dilutes the electrolytes in the body. And so we have to replace those. So that's good advice with the coconut water, a little pinch of Himalayan salt, the pink salts in there is really good. But you got to pace yourself and, bring that up to your doctor, and bring up the fact of what you're doing outside, in that, maybe you feel, and it's okay to say this, say maybe you feel that your electrolytes are off, but make sure your diet's where it needs to be too. That's why Dr. Lange asked if you're on any keto diets or things like that, because that can mimic that as well. And I don't like the part of being sore and like that. But if you're outside doing some labor in the heat of the day, for an hour and a half or so, you're probably going to get sore. And what's happening there is your body's not recovering. So it's more of a diet type thing too, of what you're eating or not eating. But it's always a good thing. Run those things by your family physician, and just let he or she be aware of what's going on with you.
Right. And who knows what's happening, Mike, with blood pressure, if it's fluctuating during the day, if it's going up or going down. And believe it or not, blood sugar. A lot of us, our blood sugars are fluctuating. We're not diabetics, but our blood sugar fluctuates. So it's not a bad idea to try to eat 5 small meals a day, and maybe Google the Lange survival diet, because I've taken all the foods that are bad out of it. I mean, it could be just some of the foods that you eat that are very high glycemic index that causes your pancreas to oversecrete insulin, and then your blood sugar drops, and then you feel really tired. So if you eat 5 small meals a day that would have the same amount of calories that 3 bigger meals would have, then your blood sugar stays more stable throughout the day. So try eating 5 small meals, try doing the electrolytes. Look at the Lange survival diet online, eat those foods, and obviously, let your physician know what's going on.
Great. Okay. Well, you gave me some good ideas, doctors. I appreciate it. And you have a great show. So
right,
thank
Mike.
You very much.
Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
And then another thing that I'm notorious for is not getting enough sleep. Sleep deprivation can cause havoc. Now, last night I went to bed at 11 o'clock and I slept till 7. So that's 8 hours. I usually get 2 hours. So I got some sleep. That's why I feel like biking 100 miles today. All right, let me give you the Fortifeye website. Also, most of you are not eating enough fruits and vegetables during the day. Studies indicate people that eat more fruits and vegetables a day can actually live longer with less disease. So that's where our Fortifeye Organic Blue-Green Superfood comes in. It's under $40. And it has like 16 different organic fruits and vegetables, adaptogenic mushrooms, probiotics, and enzymes. And it's not real expensive like a lot of the competitors. Remember, it's all certified organic. So check that out. Fortifeye Organic Blue-Green Superfood. Take a scoop a day. That's ensuring that you're getting your fruits and vegetables a day that you're probably not getting. With that, Doc, we got 22 seconds. So tell everybody goodbye.
I can do it. It's a great day, folks. Hope you enjoyed our show. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. We're going to see you next Saturday when we go live at 9:05.
Thanks for tuning in for Ask the Doctor. Remember, check us out on the web at fortifeye.com. That's FORTIFEYE, fortifeye.com. Come see me. I'll be at the Fortifeye Nutrition Center in Clearwater until noon today. With that, I'm out of here. Have a great day. God bless you, and God bless America.